Hey, I'm Rita Cook.
And I'm Tommy Scott.
And we are ECP TV. And we were just talking about my purple hair. My hairdresser did put a little bit too much in there, but I think it's okay. Do you not like it?
No.
Why?
Why do you want purple hair?
Because
You know, women are messed up.
No, we're
God
not.
give y'all good stuff. Give y'all all the hair you want. Give you whatever color eyes you want. And make y'all whatever y'all want. And then what y'all do? Y'all go and mess it up. You put holes in it. You put colors on it. Just totally just ruin it.
I think it's just to like add a little bit of personality. Sometimes people, I don't know. Actually, I actually had her take some out. Anyway.
Have you ever known God to mess something up? No. So why did you go and do it?
Well, I think that he wanted me to have purple hair.
Okay, he wanted you to
This
have
was about purple hair.
Yeah, now if he'd had you here with all purple hair, you'd be running around trying to get green.
Hey, I want to tell you something, and then we're not going to talk a lot about Veterans Day, but this past Monday, I actually went up to Acapulco's in DeSoto, and I served coffee to the veterans up there. And it was like probably one of my best days of this year. And because everybody was like so nice and happy, and I was really worried about spilling coffee on them. I was up there on behalf of State Representative Carl Sherman's office, District 109. And then they wrote him and told him how much they liked the Irma, who is the district director, and me. And then there was an article I ran in Focus Daily News, and then they called and told us how great it was. And it's like, that's just the happy gift that keeps on giving. Thank you, veterans. It was so cool, man. It was just like really cool. And I've never served coffee before, and I might be a good waitress.
You probably would be.
Because I think I really love people.
And you know why you'd be good? Because you travel all over the world, and you know how everybody serves coffee.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Well,
yeah, I was just afraid I wasn't going to scold
And
anybody,
you could be Starbucks. I mean, come on, Starbucks, they love you. You go all the time.
I know, I go every day. Okay, so let's get busy here. Okay, first I want to just talk about a little bitty post that was in the paper. Ennis, the city of Ennis, got rid of their city manager and their police chief. So finally, the spotlight is off Ferris for a minute. Because, you know, you guys have got some great, you guys are doing great, but in Ennis, the city, all towns
You know,
have problems.
everybody has their hiccups.
Exactly.
And you know, it's you know, every now and then it comes up where everybody does God does a cleansing. and then everybody get caught up in that cleansing. So hey, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You do bad.
You know what? Karma is really, really something I don't mess with.
Life used to be where you could make a simple mistake and everybody probably pat you on the hand and say, don't do it again.
Right.
Nowadays, you make a simple mistake, they take you to the gallows, baby. They put you out there.
So anyway, it seemed like there's more to the story, and I think that some of the news stations uncovered a little bit more about things that were going on, but we don't have that information here, and I'm not going to report false news. So anyway.
But the deal of it is, it really goes down to the point is that if you do things in decent and in order, it'll come out that way. But when you start doing things you're not supposed to do, you eventually get caught. That's the way it is.
People say, okay, so tell me what's going on with the Ellis County declared a Second Amendment sanctuary county.
Well, they're really stuck on that one.
Yeah.
If there's no other amendment, they want their right to carry their arms, okay?
Right.
I just think it's a little bit much that you want to carry it in some public, in a courthouse and stuff like that. I guess with all the police with guns there, it don't really matter, because if you pull yours out, somebody definitely pulling theirs out. Right. But I'm like the Walmarts.
Well, the thing
and
is,
the places like that.
No, do not do that, producer. Our producer has some rifles that he was about to put one on the table. That's not what they're talking about when they say you can carry it. But you know what the problem is if we're talking about the courthouse in Waxahachie, it's also a visitors. So they were talking about they wanted people to be able to come in, and I'm not for or against this. I just remember going to Commissioner's Court and hearing about it. But there is. I don't know if they actually will allow it in the courtroom or just into the courthouse, because that's two different things.
Well, they got most of the doors shut down, I think, for one door.
No, not anymore. That was what they opened the doors.
So all the doors can come in, any door.
Yes, that's where the problem was going to happen. And let's bring that back next week and talk more about that, because I think that's a big deal. Maybe we can bring somebody in from Waxahachie.
Well, you know, my take on that is, I believe when they say you have a right to bear arms, I believe when they were fighting the Indians, and they were fighting all these other people. And
supposedly we weren't fighting the Indians, but we did. No, you're right. We didn't fight.
You know, back then when settlers, traveled, they had a right to have a gun.
You're right.
Okay, you lived in the wilderness. You had a right to have a gun. We live in the city now. I know it can get bad, but just think if you give everybody in the city a gun. Now, my problem with it, everybody goes thumbs up on that.
Right.
Here's what my problem.
Yeah.
You get treated better when you get stopped if you got a gun. But if I get stopped and got a gun, they want to shoot me. So that I don't really like that part of it.
Right. I'm surprised that you don't want to have guns. That really surprises me about you.
Well, really, when I grew up, I had an incident. I got really mad at some people.
Yeah.
And
Did you ever do
I
that?
was like 14. I started shooting at them.
Oh, God.
Because I was pissed off because they were wrong for what they were doing.
Right.
And then my parents took the gun away from me and said, you are not allowed to have a gun.
Ever.
Because your temper. See,
Wow.
you know, and I know I'm at that level where, you know, you got that anger level.
Yeah.
And then some people can hold it there. Mine, it just don't hold when they get to that limit. So
I've never actually
I don't
seen
do
you that
guns.
bad.
I don't get mad. Like when I was young, I had a real high temper.
Wow.
I had a zero tolerance for people picking and pushing on me. So I wasn't allowed to have guns and knives.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Maybe
It was just a no-no.
Okay, we have rifles over here. Maybe we need to. Okay, so
I just don't think people need guns. That's all I think. I think guns. If you didn't have guns, then we'd have a good fist fight.
You know what I'd love is for people, and let's just say that they're going to have guns or not. I'd love to have our viewers write in at we're on Facebook and let us know what you think. I mean, this is an area where guns are popular, but you know what? Some people.
I mean, I think it's okay for people.
I want to hear from you guys.
I think it's okay for people that really knows how to handle guns, take care of
really
guns,
does know that.
and don't have anger issues and stuff like that. But now,
so maybe a child coming out of the womb should have a gun because that's the only person that's not screwed up yet. Because everything that happens in your life, you
just
get to
imagine
that
this:
point.
you got a person riding down the road.
To wrap this up. I don't know if we're supposed to
Now
wrap this.
you got a
story up
person
or-
riding down the road and he gets angry. You don't have a gun.
I know. I totally
he pulls a
agree with you.
gun.
I totally
now
agree
you
with
don't
you.
have a gun to defend yourself. I
Okay.
just think that's crazy.
All right, okay, we are not allowed to talk about this anymore because we got to move on. We got to talk about, but I respect what you're saying. Actually, I do. So drug take back. They took back 37 pounds of drugs that.
Boy, that's a
brought
bunch
in.
of pills, ain't it?
Yeah, and it's just pills that have gone to waste that the pharmaceutical companies are getting paid for. If you think about it, it's stuff that that people aren't using. I mean, it's like, okay, I have 10-year-old Vicodin, and I'm going to take it down here because I don't want to leave it in my cabinet anymore. And that's happening. This was just in Ellis County alone.
Well, you know, a lot of doctors prescribe medicine for people,
Totally
and then when
empty.
they take it, then they're like, "Oh, I can't take that." Well, the doctor don't tell you to bring it back, and neither does the
No, you
pharmacy.
leave it in your cabinet. A kid might get it, or you just leave it there and it takes up space. Okay, so anyway, that's a program that they have all over Dallas and Ellis County.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So Ellis County did that. And then Dr. John Hubbard was named Wilmer's EDC Executive Director. That will be for the Type A and Type B boards. He was the interim city manager, and a couple of weeks ago he moved into the new position, and Wilmer is still in the process of looking for a city manager. But,
okay.
Dr. Hubbard has some really exciting ideas. I think we were talking about he wants to do some things with the parks, and he wants to bring in a grocery store.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. That'll benefit everybody in this whole area.
Yeah, I mean, everything around here right now, everything in Texas is big, so you know how we do.
You got to have a big grocery store.
Got to have big grocery store.
So I'm going to just mention that this did not get put in the paper, but that film shoot, it's called Shelter. It's still filming, and it's filming in Red Oak, and Lancaster is sort of being secret about it. But Red Oak, it's right by my house, and my roommate went down there the other day to see what was going on, and they told him it was a close set. I mean, it's kind of wreaking havoc because they don't take the police things down, like the police tape. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if, like, when I'm jogging, if there was like a murder or if it was a movie. And this is why I don't work in the movie industry.
But
anymore.
you know what? Check it out. This article right here is really interesting. Now you got this guy billionaire that he gives money to do these what is that, abortions and stuff? What is that? What it is? Right. But then he turns around and says, "Hey, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do that because if we go short of people." Yeah, but you know what? It might help because that's why we got with the heat index, what they call it.
I did not have a chance to read this yet.
Hey, it's crazy.
I am laughing. Okay,
Seriously,
okay, I will read this. We'll talk about it next week.
You know what? Look, I'll check it out.
Okay.
Now he's saying, global warming.
Right.
He said if you got less people.
Okay, we have a few seconds. I'm ready to cook.
I'm talking.